What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news for you concerning Deontay Wilder. This here explains three reasons that the Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazealle fight will happen. First reason, okay, unresolved beef. That's the first reason. These guys have deep-rooted beef to the point there's a lot of animosity there, especially coming from Dominic Breazealle. Dominic Breazealle was there with his family after a fight. I can't remember who was fighting that night. But Deontay Wilder was there with his younger brother Marcellus, and an altercation happened, and the in the pavilion area of that venue, and Dominic's family he felt threatened. It was some type of altercation. It was a verbal that was turning physical, and Dominic Breazealle felt helpless because he was by himself, and his family was there, his intermediate family. So it was something that definitely turned personal. And of course, Dominic Breazealle addressed it. And of course, Deontay Wilder addressed it, and he put his own spill on it of what happened. And he was just really an accessory to it, but Deontay Wilder did come to his brother's aid, about the altercation. So it was probably one of those situations where Dominic Breazealle and Marcellus was getting into it, to my understanding, and then of course Deontay Wilder came. And if you know these guys, anything about boxers and stuff like that, they have entourages. So I think it was more or less an entourage situation, or Marcellus was a part of the entourage of Deontay Wilder. But anyway, Dominic actually felt threatened, and he never forgot it, and he really took that to heart. But you don't mess with a person's family, any kind of family, an immediate family, distant family, family of any kind of way. Okay, so that's one reason that fight should happen. It's personal. Two, Dominic Breazealle is the mandatory. He is the mandatory to fight Deontay Wilder. So besides personal, it's also business. These guys have to get it on. It's been 13 months since Dominic Breazealle has fought, but he still shows the same tenacity. Not necessarily the skill, but he does have power. Being that big of a guy, he is the Tyson Fury-esque guy. Of course, he doesn't move like Tyson or anything, or any stretch of the imagination, but he does have determination. He does have skill. He does have a beard. Anybody can't put Dominic Breazealle down. You better have some power, and then when you put him down, he's coming back up. He's getting back up. Ask Ogono about that. And because Ogono put him down in the fourth, and he got back up. He's a war horse. And so he's been waiting at this position, hungry, really wanting the opportunity to show himself, and avenge his. We're not even avenge his loss, to show that, hey, I have one loss. I'm 19. I'm 19, 1 and 17. Okay, but I want to prove that, or maybe he's 21 and 18 now. So he wants to prove that he's one of the top elite fighters, which he is. He only has one loss, and that's to AJ. Okay, and he's the WBC. So yeah, if he wants that bad enough, they need to give it to him. He's took took his concerns to the WBC about this matter, because he's been waiting there a long time for his shot. Give him his opportunity. And I think that the limited options have we just figured out between Deontay Wilder and the other people that he could possibly fight, it's not looking good for him. So he needs an opponent pretty soon. He can't just sit back in Tuscaloosa and spend all of his pay-per-view money up. Okay, he has to fight someone. In the WBC, if he keeps prolonging things, they should take action. Okay, so that's the second reason. Now, the third and fourth reason, Deontay Wilder, it was at the Barclays Center to Dominic Breazealle's last fight. I was just talking to one of the friends of the channel about this situation. He's there because he's scalping. He's there for work. You could say he was there for support of the Charlos. Sure, you could say that. But Deontay Wilder could have done that back home. Okay. He did that. So he wanted to see what type of condition. He wanted to see the outcome of Dominic Breazealle, especially fighting another fighter that only has one loss. And it was a very competitive fight. Carlos Negron was his name. And he fought out of Miami, Florida with Luis Ortiz's camp. And he made a great account of himself. He had power, he had snap, he had skill too. He switched around, he was a switch hitter. So he did get hit Dominic Breazealle with a lot of punches. But you notice those punches didn't seem to bother Dominic Breazealle. He kept coming. He looked like he was a man driven on a mission. Okay. He was one of those guys. That's what I saw in his eyes. Okay, so it was like, dude, yeah, I'm gonna take your punches, but can you take my punches? And my punches are going to show you what is real, and that's what happened. And as he knocked out Carlos Negron, he beelined to Deontay Wilder. And he knew Deontay Wilder was there, and he called him out, and Deontay was like, oh, hey, let's do it. And if you can remember the last opponent, Deontay, besides Fury, his last opponent was Luis Ortiz, right? Well, it was similar. Deontay Wilder was there. Deontay Wilder was close. He was scalping. He was scouting. He was looking for that particular opponent. So it wasn't just a strange thing out of the ordinary that he was there. No, he was there to see what Dominic Breazealle was going to do so he can see his possible next opponent. Okay, so those guys don't just show up at guys' fights for no reason. It's the reason that they're there. And that was the reason for Deontay Wilder being there. That was the exact reason. Because he knew that Dominic Breazealle's been calling him out, and one thing Deontay's learning, he's learning because he has to learn quick in this, at this elevated status he's at right now, because the spotlight is on him. He knows that he has to fulfill his mandatories, okay, because he cannot lose the WBC belt due to that. He doesn't want to be like Gennady Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? So he's paying attention to AJ and all those people satisfying their mandatories because he's going to have to do something quick. And he knew, I got to get there. I got to see what Dominic Breazealle's, what he's looking like because he's been out of the ring for 13 months. Is he a formidable opponent? Hey, the backstory's there. The beef is there. The mandatory status is there. And Deontay was there. Those are the three reasons. So, yes, this fight will happen, and more than likely it's going to happen next. But what I'm saying, people, don't sleep on Dominic Breazealle. When the fight gets announced, you'll hear it here, one of the first channels on YouTube, Counterpunch Boxing News. You guys tell me what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe, hit the like button, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.